What if someone offered you tens of thousands of euros just to move to a beautiful European village? No catch. No lottery. No scam. It sounds too good to be true. But across Europe, from the sun-baked heel of Italy to remote Irish islands, dozens of towns are doing exactly that. They are paying people real money, sometimes up to 100,000 euros, to pack their bags and move in. Why? Because these places are slowly disappearing. Entire villages are emptying out. Schools are closing. Shops are shutting down. Young people are leaving for the cities, and the towns left behind are doing everything they can to survive. Today, we are counting down 10 European villages that will actually pay you thousands of euros to move there, what they offer, what they require, and whether it could actually work for you. Stay until the end, because number 1 is absolutely incredible. Let's go! We start in the Green Mountains of northern Spain, in a tiny town called Ponga, nestled in the Asturias region. With fewer than 600 permanent residents, Ponga is one of those places that most people drive past without knowing it exists. But this little town has one of the most generous relocation deals in all of Spain. Every person who moves to Ponga receives around 3,000 euros just for showing up and committing to stay. And if you bring children with you, you receive an additional 3,000 euros per child. Have a baby while living there? That earns you an extra 3,500 euros on top of everything else. The landscape around Ponga is genuinely stunning. You have ancient oak forests, limestone mountains, and rivers so clear you can see straight to the bottom. The region is part of the Picos de Europa, one of the most dramatic mountain ranges in all of Europe. The requirement is simple: you must commit to living there for at least 5 years. That is it. For families who dream of raising their children in clean air, surrounded by nature, away from the noise of the city, Ponga might just be worth a serious look. Most people have never heard of Antikythera. And honestly, that is exactly the point. This tiny Greek island sits between Crete and the Peloponnese, with a permanent population of around 45 people. Yes, you heard that right. 45. It is one of the most remote, most isolated, and most strikingly beautiful corners of all of Greece. Rocky cliffs, crystal water, ancient ruins, and almost nobody there to enjoy it. To change that, the local government, with the backing of the Greek Orthodox Church, created a program offering new residents 500 euros per month for their first 3 years on the island. That adds up to 18,000 euros over time, just for living there. On top of the monthly payment, newcomers also receive free housing to get them started. The island has a primary school, a small medical center, and a harbor. It is not exactly a metropolis. But if you have ever dreamed of a life stripped down to the essentials, where you know every neighbor by name, where the sea is outside your window, and where the pace of life is measured in sunsets, then Antikythera is calling. Families with children are especially welcome, as the island is desperate to bring its school back to life. Sardinia is one of Italy's most beloved islands, known for its turquoise waters and ancient culture. But deep in the mountainous interior of the island lies Ololai, a village of around 200 people that has been losing residents for decades. To reverse that decline, Ololai launched a program that made headlines around the world. They began selling houses for just €1. 1 single euro. There is a condition, of course. You must renovate the property within 3 years. Renovation costs can vary, but the town estimates somewhere around 25,000 euros for a typical home, still an extraordinary deal by any standard. But Ololai does not stop there. The village also offers cash grants of up to 30,000 euros to entrepreneurs and remote workers who choose to settle there and contribute to the local economy. The surrounding landscape of cork oak forests, prehistoric Nuragi towers, and medieval festivals makes it one of the most unique places in all of Europe to call home. If you are willing to get your hands a little dirty with a renovation project, Ololai could turn a tiny investment into a Sardinian dream. Moving to the heel of Italy's boot, we find one of the most generous relocation packages in the entire country. The twin towns of Presix and Aquarica, which merged into one municipality in southern Puglia, are offering families up to €30,000 to purchase a home and register it as their primary residence. And the bonuses keep coming. Every newborn child adds €1,000 to the package, a direct investment in the town's future. The area itself is extraordinary. Puglia is famous for its whitewashed trulli houses, olive groves that stretch to the horizon, and some of the finest food in southern Italy. The Adriatic and Ionian coasts are within easy reach. The climate is warm, the cost of living is low, and the local culture is deeply rooted in tradition. For families looking to buy property in southern Europe and settle somewhere that feels like the real Italy, not the tourist Italy, but the everyday, slow living, incredible food Italy, this is an offer that is very difficult to ignore. Italy keeps appearing on this list, and for good reason. The country has more relocation programs than almost anywhere else in Europe. Calabria, the rugged region at the very tip of Italy's boot, is offering what it calls the Active Residency Income Program. It provides up to €28,000 over 3 years to qualifying individuals who move to one of the region's 9 eligible villages. To qualify, you must be under 40 years old, move within 90 days of acceptance, and either start a new business that benefits the local community, or fill a job that the village specifically needs. This is not passive money. Calabria wants young, energetic people who are going to get involved. Build something. Contribute. In return, they offer some of the most dramatic coastline in the Mediterranean, mountains that rival anything in the Alps, and a culture that has survived for thousands of years largely unchanged by the outside world. The villages in the program include tiny, ancient places where time seems to move differently. If you are an entrepreneur or a remote worker with a business idea, Calabria is essentially paying you to come and build your dream. Now we step into a completely different part of Italy, the mountains of Trentino in the northeast, where the Alps begin and the air turns crisp and cold. This region has quietly launched one of the most well-funded relocation programs in all of Europe. The province of Trento has set aside €5 million for 2025 and another €5 million for 2026. And they are offering up to €100,000, yes, 100,000, to people who buy and renovate a home in one of 33 selected mountain villages. The grant breaks down into up to €80,000 for renovation work, and up to €20,000 toward the purchase of the property itself. No repayment is required, as long as you meet the conditions, including a 10-year commitment to live or rent the property in the village. The villages sit in Trentino's famous valleys, between Lake Garda and the Dolomites. These are not struggling backwaters, they are among the most scenic landscapes in all of Europe. In summer, hiking trails lead into the mountains. In winter, ski resorts are a short drive away. The program is primarily for Italian residents and Italians living abroad, but foreign nationals who can legally purchase property in Italy are also eligible to apply. Applications are accepted through scheduled windows, so timing is everything. Yes, Italy again. The country is practically begging people to move in at this point. Sambuca is a hilltop town in western Sicily, famous for two things: its production of the anise liqueur that shares its name, and its jaw-dropping architecture, a labyrinth of Arabic-influenced streets and Baroque buildings classified as one of Italy's most beautiful villages. A few years ago, Sambuca joined the growing list of Italian towns offering homes for €3, barely enough for a coffee, to attract new residents. Like other similar schemes, the buyer must renovate the property within a set time frame. But what makes Sambuca special is the package that can come with it. Qualifying residents can access grants and subsidies worth thousands of euros for both renovation and business creation. The town has attracted buyers from across Europe and beyond, turning abandoned homes into boutique guest houses, art studios, and family residencies. The climate is warm, the food is extraordinary, and the views from the hilltops stretch all the way to the Mediterranean coast. If you have ever looked at a crumbling Italian palazzo and thought, I could do something with that, Sambuca is your place. Switzerland. The land of precision, mountains, and very expensive living. So it might surprise you that a tiny Swiss village is actually paying people to move there, and paying them well. Albanen, a mountain village in the canton of Valar, launched its relocation program back in 2017 and the offer still stands. The local government pays 25,000 Swiss francs per adult who moves there, plus 10,000 Swiss francs for each child. For a family of 2 adults and 2 children, that is 65,000 Swiss francs, roughly 70,000 euros. Just for moving in. The requirements are real, though. You must be under 45 years old. You must purchase a home worth at least 200,000 Swiss francs. And you must commit to staying for a minimum of 10 years. Leave early, and you pay the money back. There is also a bigger catch: applicants must hold permanent Swiss residency, the so-called C permit, which typically requires already living in Switzerland for 5 to 10 years. So this is not a program for fresh arrivals from outside Europe, but for those already living and working in Switzerland who want to leave the city and plant roots somewhere breathtaking. Albanen is sitting in the Alps with an open hand and a very generous offer. Only around 17 applications had been approved as of a few years ago. It is not easy, but for the right person, it is extraordinary. Ireland is doing something bold. The country has a policy called Our Living Islands, a 10-year plan designed to reverse decades of population decline across 30 offshore islands that are not connected to the mainland by any bridge or road. Islands like the Aran Islands, Inishbofin, Inishturk, Bear Island, and the most remote of all, Ulturay, off the coast of Donegal. The combined population of these islands is barely over 2,000 people. And many are watching that number fall every year. To stop the decline, Ireland's government is offering up to €84,000 to anyone who buys or already owns a vacant or derelict property on one of the qualifying islands, and commits to renovating it and living there as their primary home. The grant covers structural work, insulation, rewiring, and general restoration. It is not a cash handout, it is a renovation fund that turns abandoned island homes back into living, breathing places. The program covers properties built before 1993 that have been empty for more than 2 years. And the home must become your permanent residence, not a holiday rental. The islands themselves are genuinely special. Think dramatic Atlantic coastlines, ancient stone forts, traditional Irish culture, and communities where everybody knows everybody. The pace of life is slow. The sea is everywhere. The sky goes on forever. Since the program launched in 2023, applications have been relatively low, only 20 approved as of early 2025, which means for those seriously interested, the competition is almost non-existent. Our number 1 pick is not one village. It is an entire country offering a nationwide relocation program, and it is one of the most accessible, most practical, and most underrated opportunities in all of Europe. Portugal's Emprego Interior Mais program offers financial support to anyone who moves to the country's interior regions, away from the overcrowded coasts of Lisbon and the Algarve. The basic grant starts at around €2,600 per household, with a 20% bonus added for each additional family member. Households can receive up to nearly €5,000 in total support, plus coverage of relocation expenses. What makes this program extraordinary is who qualifies. Not just Portuguese citizens. Not just EU residents. The program is open to employees, entrepreneurs, remote workers, and even foreign nationals with legal residency in Portugal. Portugal's interior is one of the last truly undiscovered corners of Western Europe. Ancient hilltop villages with Roman walls. Vast golden plains. Vineyards stretching to the horizon. Medieval castles on every ridge. And property prices that are still, for now, remarkably affordable by European standards. The country has already supported thousands of applicants through this scheme, which means the infrastructure is there, the bureaucracy is manageable, and the government is serious about making it work. If you want to live in Western Europe, pay reasonable rent, enjoy a Mediterranean climate, and still receive government support for making the move, Portugal's interior is, right now, the best deal on the continent. So there you have it. 10 European villages, and one entire country, that are literally paying you to move in. From a 45-person Greek island to a Swiss alpine village, from the sun-scorched heel of Italy to the wild Atlantic shores of Ireland, Europe's rural communities are fighting back against depopulation, and they are using your future as their weapon. Of course, none of these programs are a free lunch. They all come with conditions, commitments, and the reality of rural life. No corner shops open at midnight. No major airports nearby. No big city buzz. But if you have ever dreamed of a slower life, a stronger community, and a home in one of the most beautiful corners of the world, maybe it is worth a closer look. Which of these villages surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments below, and if you want to see more videos about life in Europe, hit subscribe. We post new videos every week. See you in the next one.